करेक्ट मी इफ़ आई एम रॉन्ग कि पंजाब की बॉर्डर सिचुएशन राजस्थान, गुजरात और जम्मू ये सारी अलग अलग हैं, सबकी डिफरेंट है। तो आपने राजस्थान का बताया था कि राजस्थान में जब वो क्रॉस करते हैं तो आपके पास स्पेशलाइज्ड पग मार्क्स नोटिस करने वाले लोग होते थे, तो वो क्या होता है?
Rajasthan desert area is there, sandy area is there, sand dunes are there, shifting sand dunes are there. So if you walk on sand of Rajasthan, Jaisalmer, Balmer, Bikaner area, you leave your footprint. So it is always very easy if you go in the morning time and have a check along the international border. If somebody has crossed, you can see the footprint. Now footprint may be of human and as well as animal. Camels are generally used in desert area for transporting goods, for movement of people also. So now border security force, since very starting, are always having camels with them, because good old days there were no vehicles available, very limited number of vehicles were there. So camel was the most important animal. In every post of BSF there used to be 10 to 15 camel. And then our men, Jawan, were giving training how to utilize those camels. We used to do patrolling on camel. If I have to go from place A to place B on the border, I have to go by camel, because walking on the sand takes a lot of time. So for patrolling, for going to OP duty, for night duties, Jawan used to go on camel. Similarly, smugglers, when they are coming from Pakistan side to India, they have to travel 100 kilometers, 150 kilometers on camel back only, because there is no population closer to the international border. So once the camel crosses the IB or somebody crosses the IB, they leave their footprint. Now you have to follow those footprint to catch the infiltrator or smuggler who has crossed into your territory. Now for that purpose, BSF is an all India force and you may not be having a knowledge. So now we used to recruit local boys of Rajasthan who were very good in the finding out the footprint, picking up the footprint quality, that this is a footprint of camel, ये ऊँट का है, ये footprint ज़्यादा क्लियर है, हो सकता है कैमल लोडेड है, या अगर अनलोडेड कैमल है तो उसका पैर का निशान अलग होता है, लोडेड का अलग हो सकता है। देन वो निशान कितना पुराना है वो भी बता सकते थे वो लोग, उन्हें हम लोग पगी कहते थे, वो लोकल राजस्थान के ही होते थे। वो बताते थे कि साहब ये 2 दिन पुराना है, या कल रात का ही है, या ये 3 दिन पुराना है। फिर वो फॉलो करते थे उस फुटप्रिंट को। And then we used to reach up to our target, where that if suppose we reach near that one Dhani means a village, in Rajasthan it is called Dhani, where a cluster of houses are there of locals. Then we used to find out through informers that अगर कैमल यहाँ आया है तो इस धानी में कौन से स्मगलर्स रहते हैं, क्रिमिनल्स रहते हैं जो इस काम में इन्वॉल्व हैं। तो पगी used to be very very important people. First thing you come to know some crossing has taken place through footmark. That is one indicator which you may not find in Punjab or Jammu. This is a specialty of Rajasthan border or some parts of Gujarat border. And once you know that crossing has taken place, your system start to follow the footprint. Who has crossed, where they have gone. And then even sometime you used to call Pakistani Rangers on flag meeting and tell them that look, crossing has taken place, people are coming from your outside. But that is a secondary thing. First aim is to follow the footprint and find out who has crossed and what has come. Since you have got a list of smugglers with you, you have got your intelligence, border security force has got its own intelligence network. बहुत बढ़िया सिस्टम है हम लोगों का। हमें सब पता होता है कि हमारे 50 किलोमीटर में किस गांव में कितने स्मगलर हैं, कौन ट्रेडिशनली स्मगलिंग करता रहा है, कौन वेपन की स्मगलिंग करता है, कौन हेरोइन की स्मगलिंग करता है, कौन गोल्ड की स्मगलिंग करता है। बीएसएफ को पता होता है। सो जब पता होता है तो आप उसी तरीके से उनको फॉलो करते हैं। आप जहाँ ज़रूरत पड़ती है वहाँ लोकल स्टेट पुलिस को भी इन्वॉल्व करते हैं, क्योंकि आप जब बहुत डीप चले गए तो वहाँ आपका डोमेन नहीं है तो आप पुलिस को बुला लेते हैं, फिर आप रेड करते हैं घरों के अंदर। बीएसएफ के पास पावर्स हैं स्पेशल सर्च एंड सीजर की, कस्टम्स पावर भी हमारे पास में है। तो आप जाते हैं, सीज करते हैं, कई बार रिकवरी होती है, कई बार डाउटफुल करेक्टर मिलता है, आप उसको उठा लेते हैं, पुलिस को देते हैं, पुलिस वाले उसको क्वेश्चनिंग करते हैं. तो पिकिंग अप द फुटप्रिंट इज ए वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट वंस यू आर मैनिंग द राजस्थान बॉर्डर.
इस चीज़ से मुझे याद आया, मैं कहीं ना कहीं तो बात कर रहा था कि बीएसएफ बीइंग द मिक्सचर ऑफ पुलिस फोर्स और जो आर्म्ड फोर्सेस हैं, उनमें ऐसी ऐसी क्वालिटीज़ इम्बाइब करी हैं शुरू से कि बीएसएफ अगर किसी नए एरिया में जा रही है, किसी नए टास्क को करना जा रही है, वो जानते हैं कि हाँ नया सिचुएशन है, किसी ने कुछ नहीं किया है, पर हमें पता है कि हाँ सिचुएशन को कैसे करना. तो सारा अपना सेटअप वेटअप लगा के हम बैठ जाते हैं, इंटेलिजेंस लगा लिया, सब कुछ लगा लिया, हमें सब पता होता है कि हाँ कौन सा मिलिटेंट कहाँ है, क्या कर रहा होता है, कहाँ से आया, सब कुछ. फिर अपने हिसाब से हम टाइम लेके उसको ऐसे उठा के ऐसे, तो ठीक है, ऐसा अच्छा है.
हाँ, हमारा अपना सिस्टम है और बहुत अच्छा सिस्टम. हमारे फोर फादर्स ने बीएसएफ में धीमे धीमे बीएसएफ को इवॉल्व किया है. और हमारा जो जी ब्रांच होता है, इट्स अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ब्रांच. एंड इनफैक्ट वी आर सो यूजफुल एंड गुड that our information is utilized right up the top of the government of India. And since we are bang on the border, so we are the first agency to have a best information. I will say that 50 kilometers across the IB, 50-60 kilometers across the IB, we are the best people to give you the information that what is happening on the across the border.
Towards the foreign land.
Towards your 50-60 kilometers across the border, what is happening, what is new construction, what defenses are coming up, what is the economic condition of the area, what is the financial condition of the people, what new things are coming up, which village has got up to which population, what is the composition of the population, how many Sikh are there, how many Muslims are there, how many Hindus are there in the Pakistan, and what is the internal problem in the villages. Because border security force, by virtue of deployment right on the border, you have got your own setup, and your own villages know lot of things about the across the border village, because earlier it was same country. So इवन लोगों को पता होता है किसके घर में कितने जानवर हैं, कितनी भैंस हैं, कितनी गायें हैं, किसकी बहू कहाँ से आई है, किसके घर में कहाँ शादी होने वाली है. ये सब चीज़ें जितनी बीएसएफ को पता होती हैं. 71 वॉर में, 65 वॉर में के बाद जब बीएसएफ खड़ी हुई है 65 दिसंबर में, उसके बाद 71 वॉर में हर जगह उसके बाद वेरियस ऑप अलर्ट होते रहते हैं. बीएसएफ गाइड करती है इंडियन आर्मी को, उनको बताती है, क्योंकि इंडियन आर्मी के पास बेटर इंफॉर्मेशन हो सकती है ओवरऑल होलिस्टिक वे में, बट माइक्रो इंफॉर्मेशन बीएसएफ के पास ही होती है. तो इसलिए बीएसएफ का अपना सेटअप है. सिमिलरली यू गो टू कश्मीर, there also you have got your own setup. You go to Bengal, again you have got a lot of institutional knowledge by virtue of serving a unit is already there. They have cultivated certain informers in India, across the India. So you hand over, and then a lot of information is collected, collated, corroborated. So it's a wonderful network created by Border Security Force on the international border.
बीएसएफ की इंटेलिजेंस ने, मेरे को इससे याद आ रहा है, कारगिल के टाइम पे भी कुछ पहले ही इंडिकेशन दिया था. किसी एक बुक में भी लिखा है किसी ने कि हमने पहले ही बता दिया था कि यहाँ पर कुछ गड़बड़ है. तो थोड़ा
बॉर्डर सिक्योरिटी फोर्स वाज होल्डिंग वन सेक्टर इन कारगिल एरिया, एंड वन बटालियन वाज डिप्लॉयड देयर, एंड वी कैन से वेरी प्राउडली बीइंग ए बीएसएफ पर्सनल बीएसएफ मैन दैट during the harshness of the winter, BSF never left their post. They kept on deployed on the same place. But there were certain high altitude posts which were being vacated by Indian Army, and they used to come back to little bit rear area, and then they used to send patrols and all. But BSF was deployed in Dras area, and they were in their headquarters was in Chanigund. A battalion was there, and they never left their post in harshest of the winter. And due to that only, there was no infiltration took place from the AOR of the BSF battalion which were deployed there. 8 battalion was deployed there in Kargil war, and no incident took place. And the first casualty of officers during Kargil war was of BSF only. The first officer who died due to shelling of Pakistan Army, Deputy Commandant Sukhbir Singh Yadav. And he happened to be my course mate also. So we can say that where BSF are deployed on the LC in Kashmir, no crossing took place, no infiltration took place, no occupation of the BSF post took place. Only those posts were occupied which were vacated by Indian Army during the, which I have come to know through various books or various information which I read in various newspaper or various articles or various things. But about BSF I can say very confidently that no infiltration took place because BSF did not withdraw from their post. They kept on holding their post throughout the winter. So there was no chance of taking over their post.
तो जो रिकैप्चरिंग में बीएसएफ का रोल रहा?
नहीं, रिकैप्चरिंग में तो देखिए प्रॉपर आर्मी आई, प्रॉपर आर्मी ने ऑपरेशंस करे, आर्मी ने रिकैप्चर किया। जो भी एरिया उनका गया था उन्होंने रिकैप्चर किया और बॉर्डर सिक्योरिटी फोर्स को जो टास्क दिए गए वो उन्होंने कंप्लीट करे। Once army comes there, you are under operation control of the Indian Army. So they give you task. They may give you some patrolling task, they may give you some rear area holding task, they may reorganize places where some part element of the army, some element of the BSF are jointly deployed. So if you go to patrol, there may be some element of BSF, some element of Indian Army. So whatever task was given to BSF, that was done by BSF. It may involve anything. But as far as crossing the IB is concerned, crossing the LC is concerned, that was purely job of the Indian Army during Kargil war.
आपने कश्मीर में भी टेन्योर आपका रहा है, कश्मीर में मल्टीपल टेन्योर्स रहे हैं आपके, तो कश्मीर में उस टाइम हालात क्या थे और बीएसएफ ने वहाँ पर कैसे उनको काम किया वहाँ पर?
कश्मीर प्रॉब्लम स्टार्टेड इन 89, then got peaked in 94, 95, 96, 97. The massive crossing took place from LC, from Indian Kashmiri citizens crossed the IB or LC on basis of ISI, and then they were given training there. Even a lot of weapons were brought inside the LC, from LC to inside the Kashmir Valley, and then entire Kashmir Valley was killing took place, mass killing. Kashmiri Pandits were killed, judicial officers were killed, Air Force personnel were killed, and then slowly it gone out of control. Then border security force were brought in as in an internal security duty, and then we were given the areas where BSF battalions were deployed. Areas were very remote, very volatile. BSF lost so many personnel during the in containing the security situation along with the army. Then army and BSF was the first force to get inducted in Kashmir for internal security duty to deal with the Kashmir terrorism. Later on the CRPF came, and further later on ITBP came, or other people came. But at some time in 89, 90, 91, 92, only two forces were fighting the Kashmir insurgency. That was Indian Army and BSF. Even RR came later. So BSF played a very important critical role in the various parts of the valley: Handwara, Kupwara, Baramulla, Bandipur, Anantnag, Shopian, Kulgam, Batgam, Kokarnak. You name and BSF was there. You name it and BSF was there. In addition to guarding LC, BSF was massively deployed all in the valley. And we were young officers there, so we joined Kashmir, and then we performed our duties as a young officer, as a company commanders, and then our senior officers were there who made our life comfortable because they were there initially. They took and that's why we lost so many senior officers during the before we reached Kashmir. BSF stuff, because IED was the very new thing. IED blast. Then Fidain started. In the history of the first Fidain operation, it happened in Bandipur. When first in Bandipur Fidain incident happened, and we lost one DIG and few officers, one officer there in Banipur campus. So border security force role in controlling, containing the insurgency or terrorism in Kashmir is a very, very important, critical, and at par with any other force of the India. Because at that time, urban militancy was the most dangerous, and border security was deployed on all important urban centers like Baramulla, Sopore, Srinagar downtown, Srinagar town, Anantnag, anywhere you go, a BSF was there. Almost 45, 50, 52 battalions were deployed there in Kashmir. And situation was very, very bad. No bulletproof jacket, no bulletproof vehicles, no AK-47, SLR, 303, no BP jackets, no patrol vehicle, gypsies, old type of vehicle. But BSF came and BSF won the confidence. We performed and we were the most popular force in Kashmir. We were the most popular force. We developed such a wonderful information network in Kashmir that everybody used to come to BSF to take information. Papa 2 is a very, very famous name. It was kind of a police station created by BSF which used to apprehend militants and used to interrogate them, question them, and then further used to develop information and operation. And Papa 2 was such a dreaded name that in Muzaffarabad or in Pakistan people used to say that कहीं पकड़े जाना, Papa 2 के पास मत पकड़े जाना. अगर Papa 2 ने पकड़ लिया तो जिंदा नहीं बचोगे तो सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन निकाल लेंगे वो लोग.
इसी चीज़ के बारे में ये भी सुना है मैंने कि एक मिलिटेंट्स में एक वो अंदर ही अंदर चीज़ थी कि किसी से भी पंगे लेना, BSF से मत लेना, अगर पता लग गया उनको तो ढूंढ के मारेंगे.
यस, बिकॉज हमारा नेटवर्क बहुत अच्छा था, हमारा इंटेलिजेंस नेटवर्क बहुत अच्छा था. हमारे इंफॉर्मेशन स्ट्रांग होती थी कि एलसी पे कहाँ से क्रॉसिंग हुई और हथियार कहाँ पहुँचा है अंदर श्रीनगर वैली में या राजौरी पुंछ में या कहाँ पहुँचा है मेंढर में. हर जगह हमारे इन्फॉर्मर्स थे, हमारा अपना अच्छा नेटवर्क था, हमारे ऑफिसर्स बहुत अच्छे, हमारे मैन बहुत अच्छे. तो हमें पता था कि निकलना है, लिंक कैसे जोड़ना है, कैसे कहाँ से खबर निकालनी है. हमने काम बहुत करे, ऑपरेशन बहुत हुए हैं, बहुत ऑपरेशंस हुए हैं और ये हिस्ट्री में है BSF की, उसमें कश्मीर की हिस्ट्री में है. एंड BSF की जब 2001 99 की कारगिल वॉर के बाद जब ग्रुप ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स का डिसीजन आया वन बॉर्डर वन फोर्स का और डिसाइड किया गया कि BSF को वैली से विड्रॉ करना है, it was not liked by local population because BSF was not indulging in collateral damage. We were very popular among the population. लोगों को पता था कि ये आम बंदे को नहीं मारते हैं, किसी को पकड़ के, और one odd case may happen. Aberrations are always there in for any force. But generally, Sopore was declared a liberated zone. People who have to go to Banipur or Handwada side, they cannot go through Sopore. They used to go to some long route. But BSF entered in Sopore, cleared the Sopore, established their bunkers over there, and in that process lost many valuable life also. But Sopore was brought under control. So Sopore is a very important place. Jamaat-e-Islami has got a stronghold in Sopore. Jilani was from Sopore only. So these are the one story I am telling you. There are thousands of stories where BSF entered in difficult areas and then controlled the area, and that process lost valuable life also. And then once BSF was withdrawn, population was not very happy. And they conveyed the message that BSF should be allowed. Even local administration was not interested that BSF should go from valley. But Government of India decision was there that one border, one force means that BSF will only, one force, one task means that BSF will only guard the border. No internal security duty. So then CRPF came and we were replaced by CRPF. But ultimately again BSF came back to valley on some pretext or some other pretext, and they are deployed there in small numbers now.
BSF ने बहुत फेमस मिलिटेंट ऑपरेशंस किए हैं कश्मीर वैली में जो कि शायद ने लाइमलाइट में नहीं आए हैं. वन ऑफ विच इज़ दुबे सर का जो एनकाउंटर हुआ था,
गाजी बाबा
मारा.
इनफैक्ट गाजी बाबा ऑपरेशन तो लाइमलाइट में आया है क्योंकि गाजी बाबा तो सब जानते हैं. ऐसे आप जानते हैं गाजी बाबा के बारे में, तो वो लाइमलाइट में आ गया, क्योंकि वो शहर के बीच में हुआ, डाउनटाउन के और बीच में हुआ, और उस ज़माने में मीडिया आ गया था, तो कवरेज बहुत स्ट्रांग हुई, लाइव कवरेज चल रही थी, तो गाजी बाबा फेमस हो गया। पर गाजी बाबा से भी बड़े बड़े ऑपरेशंस बीएसएफ ने करे हैं। वो रिमोट एरिया में जब आप करते हैं तो वहाँ पे मीडिया नहीं आता, कवरेज नहीं होती, तो आपको पता नहीं चलता कि आपने किसको मार दिया, किसको पकड़ लिया। जब आप उसको पकड़ के लाते हैं या मार देते हैं तब बाद में पता चलता है ये तो पाकिस्तान ट्रेंड था, ऐसा अंदाज था, या फलाना सैफुल्ला खान था, या फलाना था। मतलब इतने सैफुल्ला मारे गए हैं कश्मीर के अंदर। अब होता क्या है कि जब जो ऑपरेशन मीडिया कवर कर लेती है या शहर के बीच में होता है, उसको लाइमलाइट ज़्यादा मिल जाती है। और बहुत बीएसएफ के बहादुर ऑफिसर्स की जाने गई हैं, और गांव के अंदर जाके कॉर्डन करके मिलिटेंट को मारना, और उस प्रोसेस में जवान की लाइफ चला जाना, या उसकी डेड बॉडी को लेके आना, उसमें आईडी बनी हुई है, कहीं कोई ब्लास्ट हो गया। मतलब एक नहीं, इतने ऑपरेशंस हैं जिसको आप काउंट ही नहीं कर सकते हैं, इतने ऑपरेशंस हैं। तो गाजी बाबा वन ऑफ द मोस्ट वंडरफुल ऑपरेशन डन इन द हार्ट ऑफ द श्रीनगर टाउन, and our one of the officer got Kirti Chakra and ND Dubey, and CP Trivedi was there. Then 2-3 more officers were there, I may be forgetting their name. So that was wonderful operation, no doubt about it. But there are so many operations in the middle of the Srinagar town, where one JSOG Pathania lost his life in 99-2000. Then Shakil Bangru, मास्टर एहसान दार, जावेद मीर, so many big operation took place. And in good old days in 1991 there was no media, there was no police station used to get locked in the evening, so everything was being done by army or BSF. So that was the BSF has done n number of operations, and where they have broken the back of the Kashmir militancy. And BSF was known among the Hizbul Mujahideen, Al-Badr, all old organizations, JKLF, important people of these organizations was killed by the BSF. They were crossing the LC. They were coming inside the hinterland. So ultimately BSF has to, because BSF is very scantily deployed on the LC. Bulk of the deployment is with the Indian Army. But once you are inside the valley, then BSF has to deal with it. CRPF has to deal with it.